If everything feels unsettled right now, not falling apart, just hard to settle into, there's a reason for that. If life feels uncomfortable, not unbearable, but tense, uncertain, and hard to rest inside, like you're wearing clothes that no longer fit, or walking through a room where all the furniture has been shifted just slightly out of place. Maybe you just moved to a new city or you're questioning a career path you once loved. On the surface, everything is fine, but internally, there's a subtle friction, a quiet hum of dissonance. I want to say something that might surprise you. That discomfort is often a sign that something is rearranging, not falling apart. Most people assume that when life feels unsettled, it means something's wrong, that you took a wrong turn, that you waited too long, that you should have figured things out by now. But there is another possibility we don't talk about enough. Sometimes life feels unsettled because it's asking you to grow past what you've already outgrown. And that moment, right before things make sense again, can feel deeply destabilizing because you're still standing in the old structure while the new one hasn't fully formed yet. Here's what usually happens in this phase. Nothing is technically wrong, but nothing feels settled either. You're doing the same things, living the same life, meeting the same responsibilities and expectations, but internally, something feels tighter, heavier. It's like trying to run in the water, and it takes more energy than it used to just to stay comfortable inside your own life. And it's not just you. We live in a world that demands constant performance, that treats uncertainty like a problem to be solved. Those pressures can make this personal unease feel even more isolating. And that's when fear shows up. Not loud fear, quiet fear. The kind that asks questions late at night. What if this doesn't get better? What if I made the wrong choices? What if I'm behind and everyone else knows something I don't? But what if this is just how life feels now? Those questions don't mean you're failing. They usually mean you're standing on unfamiliar ground. So, why does uncertainty feel so intense? Here's something important to understand. Your nervous system is wired to prefer certainty. Even when certainty keeps you small, even when certainty keeps you stuck, familiar discomfort feels safer than unfamiliar possibility. So when certainty loosens, when the old answers stop working, your system reacts. Let's think of this like a home renovation. The walls come down. The floorboards are pulled up. Everything is messy and it's uninhabitable for a while. That's the rearranging. It's not destruction, but preparation. Maybe you're scrolling at 2 a.m. looking for frameworks. Maybe you're overscheduling to avoid the quiet. Maybe you're asking friends if they've ever felt this way without quite naming what this is. Your system says, this doesn't feel safe. Something must be wrong. We need to fix this. But uncertainty isn't always danger. Sometimes it's just space. Space between identities, space between chapters, space between the life you've mastered and the life you haven't learned how to inhabit yet. And that space can feel deeply uncomfortable, even when it's necessary. So let me reframe why this phase exists. Growth doesn't usually arrive as confidence. It arrives as tension. A tension between who you've been and who you are becoming. If life feels unsettled right now, it may be because your inner world has already shifted and your outer life hasn't caught up yet. The new furniture has been chosen, it just hasn't been delivered yet. You're living in lag, the lag between insight and integration, between awareness and action, between knowing something internally and having your life reflect it externally. That lag can feel frustrating, lonely, even frightening. But it's not a mistake. It's where recalibration happens, where old patterns loosen before new ones stabilize. It's where deeper values surface before you know exactly how to live them. If this part of the video feels like it's describing you, just take a breath. You don't need to solve anything right now. You don't need clarity yet. And if you've been carrying this quietly, you're not the only one here. I want to say this clearly. You are not doing anything wrong because things feel unsettled. You are not failing because certainty hasn't arrived yet. And you're not behind because the next chapter isn't obvious. Some chapters don't begin with excitement, they begin with unease, with a quiet sense that the old way of being no longer works, even if you can't fully explain why. Because before something new can stabilize, something old has to loosen its grip. That's not a breakdown, that's a transition. This phase doesn't ask you to push. It doesn't ask you to have answers. It asks something much simpler and much harder: to stay present without demanding immediate certainty, to allow yourself to be shaped before defining the outcome, to trust that discomfort can be informative without being dangerous. That's not passive, it's a different kind of strength. So, if you're in that place right now where life feels emotionally tight, unclear, or unsettled, you don't need to fix it. You don't need to rush to find clarity, and you don't need to force certainty. You're allowed to let this part be uncomfortable without making it mean something's gone wrong. If you want more conversations like this, the kind that help you make sense of what you're feeling without pressure to perform or fix, this might be a channel worth staying connected to. Not for answers, but for clarity while things are still unfolding. You're okay. This makes sense, and you don't have to go through this part alone, even when things feel unsettled.